Boom! What's up, Wanderers? We're back. I am fresh off of a 2 week trip to Japan. And on that 2 week trip to Japan, I tested this, the Air Travel Pack 3. I was putting this bag through all of its paces, and I'm excited to do a full review now with you of this really popular and exceptional backpack. So let's dive right in. You know what we do on this channel. We do one take bag reviews. What does that mean? We are going to do a full walkthrough of this bag, and then we're going to talk about two things that we love about the bag, two things not so much, and then an overall recommendation. Should you buy an Air Travel Pack 3 as your travel backpack? Excited to dive into this one and excited to do this review fresh off of a crazy fun 2 week trip across Japan. I brought this bag, the Air Travel Pack 3, and I brought this bag. This is a Air Day Sling Max 3. Those are my only two bags for 2 weeks on the road, bouncing around Japan, hitting bullet trains, and going from all the way in the south in Kyushu all the way to the north in Hokkaido. Great trip. You can check out the videos from that trip at Bit of a Wander on YouTube, but let's dive into the bag. So, exterior wise, let's talk about this thing. This is the X-Pack version of the bag. You've got AquaGuard zippers on all the compartments, and it is a good looking bag. So the form factor, if you want something simple and minimalist, this is your bag. There's a lot of travel bags out there that have a lot of wacky stuff going on. This one retains the normal form factor of a traditional commuter pack. It's just larger and a little bit organized differently than some of Air's other bags. So you have compression straps on both sides. You also have a water bottle holder over here with some give and stretch. I should mention, you see the pink tag here. I replaced all of the tags or the zipper pulls on this bag with kind of multicolored setup. That helped me out a lot because the zipper, the all black zipper pulls, all were getting kind of mixed up together. You can see up here that especially on these two compartments, the zipper pulls all overlap, and so having different colors helped me keep them straight and tug on the right cord when I wanted the right cord. Also helped me out pulling my bag and just identifying that this one was mine when I was in public transportation or on the way home from Japan. I checked this bag and was able to pull it off of the dolly without having any. It was the only one that had all these crazy colors on it. So your mileage may vary, but I enjoyed kind of adjusting the zipper pull setup. Nothing wrong with the ones that came with it, but I prefer these. All right. In addition to AquaGuard zippers with housing, you have zipper pull tabs, which are very helpful, especially when these AquaGuard zippers are brand new. They have a little bit of resistance in the tug. On the side here, you've got another little pocket. I put my face mask in there for the trip to Japan. Definitely a necessary part of a trip to Japan. And I tossed an extra Sharpie in there, which I always want when I'm traveling. High contrast orange interior in that pocket. On the back, you've got a really robust harness system. You've got a luggage pass-through if you're putting this bag on top of a roller bag. You have some cinch points for cinching up the shoulder or cinching up the shoulder harness system. You have a fid lock, a magnetic fid lock on the sternum strap, and that is fully adjustable up and down. Some attachment points as well. The bag itself is super cushioned on the back, and I've got to say, it was insanely comfortable. So I loaded this bag out, I think it was 18 pounds fully loaded, and was able to walk across major cities, multiple miles. I walked a really long walk in Hiroshima, from one train station to another and stopping at the Peace Park with this bag on my back the entire time, and it was not an issue. So insanely comfortable harness system on this bag, and I think that's something that Air does well, and they did it really well on this bag. You've got a grip handle on the side for carry this way, and a more robust grip handle on the top for carry this way. So really didn't run into any problems with, style of carry and with comfort carrying this bag for 2 weeks. So really enjoyed it. I think you would too. Let's dive into the interior. So first off, you've got a pocket on the front, orange high contrast interior in here, and one key leash in that front pocket. Zip that back up. The next pocket is the admin panel. Flaps down here. Now, when I traveled, I used this as my DOP kit. So, deodorant, razors, toothbrush, toothpaste in there, first aid kit up top here, clippers, and anything that I needed was all in here. And so I was able to flop that down, set this on a bench or a chair within the hotel room, and have my DOP kit readily available, easy storage. You may want to use this as an admin panel more traditionally. I used it as a DOP kit, and it had plenty of storage on the inside of that. So pocket up top here that runs all the way down, zippered pocket right here, pocket, pin-sized pocket, pocket, mesh pocket, pocket, pocket. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then the drop pocket in the front here. 9 storage sections within this admin panel. Really, really nice stuff, and of course that high quality, high contrast interior. Let's talk about the main event, the main compartment here. We've got a full clamshell, which is important in a travel bag, right? Full clamshell. And what's going on in here? Well, you've got a little hang down here from a pocket that we'll get into in just a second. You have an air tag, hidden air tag spot right there. Then on the front part, you have a zippered mesh pocket right here, and then a zippered pocket that runs the whole length of this section right here. Yeah, so 2 interior pockets in this main section, and then the large travel section for your packing cubes, or just to pack everything if you don't use cubes. I did use cubes on this trip, and I found that I was able to get, 1 large cube and 1 small cube kind of loaded out, or medium cube loaded out into this interior. And it took up kind of the whole volume of the space, and then I was able to layer 1 jacket on top there. All right, let's talk about a couple more pockets. More pockets. Yes, more pockets. All right, so on the top part here, with a much smaller zipper pull, but AquaGuard as well, you have a felt-lined pocket for small tech or sunglasses. And then you have the back pocket here, the back section. Up top you have a zippered pocket. I put my power cords in there. This one was my most useful. I just used that in every single hotel room on the trip. 6 USBs. And then you have a drop section and a very plush laptop sleeve. All right. So that's it. That's the bag. Let's talk about, you can see here, AquaGuard in action. Let's talk about this. 2 things we love, 2 things not so much. So the first thing that I absolutely love about this travel pack is the material. So X-Pack is pretty light and pretty durable, but I beat the heck out of this bag on the trip, and it still looks pretty brand new. So you can see like 1 scuff right here that I need to wipe off, but I walked through multiple major rainstorms. Nothing in the bag got wet. everything came out looking completely fine. Had no issues with the tech that I had in the bags, had no issue with the clothes that I had in the bag, even though I was walking around in the rain. So fairly water resistant bag, and along with the AquaGuard zippers across all the major compartments, except for this little pocket on the side is not AquaGuard, but it's completely covered up, and I had no issues there either. So love the material of the bag. It served me well. I was able to just drop it on the ground in airports. This went through, like I said, the luggage carousel at a major airport. No issues at all with the material of the bag. Pretty cool. Next thing that I really love about this bag, besides the materials, is the way that it carries. So really loved the strap setup, really loved how comfortable the bag was to use, really loved the sternum strap and the magnetic fidlock, the cushioning on the straps themselves, and how adjustable everything was. Again, like I said, no point during the entire 2-week trip did I feel like my backpack was overloaded, even though at one point it was, because I bought a few bought a few souvenirs. But once the bag was on, no issues with comfort level, no issues with being able to get it sitting exactly right. There's an available waist strap. I didn't use it. I felt that the bag was riding really well just with the sternum strap and the harness system. So really thought the bag was really comfortable to wear and comfortable to carry just as a bag when I was just moving around within an airport. The only thing the bag doesn't have, which I think would have been good, is the ability to tighten these straps up to the side. So what do I mean by that? When you carry the bag like this, you have a lot of dangle here. So would have loved to see some kind of way, and on most bags I'm able to, slip the straps into the luggage pass through here, but I couldn't figure that out for myself easily on this bag. So some kind of easy, fast way to secure those straps so there's not as much dangle when you do carry the bag as a kind of duffel style through, or briefcase style through an airport would have been nice, but again, not a deal breaker. And I had grab handles on all sides of this bag. You got one on the bottom, one on this side, and one on the top. So just the functional carry of this bag was really comfortable. All right, 2 things I think could have been better about this bag. The first one is this. So it's interesting. When I bought this bag, this was one of the major selling points for me because I absolutely love this admin panel on the City Pack. I think it's really insanely good, and love to keep my pocket knife, love to keep all my little miscellaneous gear, my multi-tool, everything accessible, and it's just really well laid out. My problem with this in a travel bag, and I did end up, like I said, using it as a DOP kit, so it was somewhat functional. When I'm traveling, I don't need all of that little stuff, and it's more effective to have all that little stuff in a separate pouch anyway, and so that you can carry around. So my everyday tech stuff, my battery backup and my most used cords and my passport and everything ended up in the city sling. And so I was wearing this day sling across my chest and this bag on my back. And so I didn't need this kind of duplicate. And I think a lot of people who do one bag travel also have some kind of fanny pack or crossbody sling that they're using, which makes this a little bit, redundant. Now, what's the problem with redundancy? The problem with redundancy is that this takes space. And so what I found was that when the middle section was loaded and this section was loaded, it was hard to use this bottom pocket because everything was really tight on the front. And this entire section here just made the bag bulk out a little bit, made everything feel really tight. Now let's talk about the bigger problem. That's just a matter of preference, I think. The bigger problem for me existed here in this bag, in this main section of the bag. My problem was this got really small really fast. That shocked me. This is Air's travel pack, and I filled it up with a large packing cube and a medium packing cube. The entire thing was completely full. I forgot to note, by the way, there is a side pocket here with a zipper. Fairly small pocket, but it's kind of hidden, so it's a useful pocket. It's right here on the side. Forgot to explain that earlier. So I put some rolled up t-shirts in this compartment and 2 packing cubes in this compartment, and the whole thing was just completely full to the brim. So full that I didn't even bring my laptop because it was just really tight. So I don't know. I think it could have used another 2 or 3 inches of depth on the bag, which with the laptop compartment and the full admin panel just makes me think, could some different choices have been made to get this bag a couple more inches? Yeah, I don't know. But that was my experience, is this bag didn't feel as big, practically speaking, when I used it as I wanted it to be. Now, maybe I'm spoiled because my favorite travel bag, the Cotopaxi Alpa, is a few more liters than this one, but it's also stretchy and not as structured, and so you can fluff it out, and it always feels like you've got a little bit more room than you need. I always felt with this bag, using it for the last 2 weeks, that I had a little bit too little room. Yeah, which is not a joy when you're traveling and living out of one bag. You want a little bit more room usually. And this one always felt a little bit tight compared to some of the other travel bags that I've used. So, is it a great bag? Well, yeah, it really is. It's well designed, it's well constructed, it's well laid out. There's a ton of organization. But is it the best travel bag available? Maybe for a 1-week trip, it actually is. It is a great travel bag. But if you're talking extended, long-term one-bag travel, 2 weeks or more, you may want to go with a slightly bigger option, something from Tortuga, something from Osprey, 45-liter bag. That Cotopaxi Alpa, I believe, is a 42-liter bag. You may want something a little bit bigger if you're going to do extended multiple week travel on the road, living out of just one bag. But if you're bringing this and a carry-on or a roller suitcase, great. If you are just doing a week on the road or a weekend trip, great. It's an expensive bag, especially in the X-Pack, but man, it's really a joy to wear this thing and use this thing, and it, like I said, is insanely comfortable. So this is a recommended buy, but I think do your research and make sure you get the right size of bag for the most frequent kind of trips and travel that you're going to be doing. Do I regret taking this bag on my trip to Japan? No, I was able to make it work. But if I was going to go back again for a 2-week trip, I would probably bring my Cotopaxi Alpa, as it is a bigger bag and I just wanted a little bit more space. So that's it, everybody. That's the review. I hope you enjoyed it. And I really, really enjoyed traveling with this bag, especially when paired with the kind of matching sling. But if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below. Would love to answer them about my experience with this bag. If you have experience traveling with this bag or have another travel bag that you think I should check out, drop that as well. Everybody, thanks for watching the channel. As always, it's good to be back from my trip, and there will be a ton more reviews, so please subscribe if you haven't already. All right, everybody, that's it for now. We will see you next time. Bye, Wanderers.